If you call it a safety box, is this like a safe space? Do you have any young apprentices that are going to climb in there? Just like that's their safe space?
All right. So we made it. Technical difficulties there. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's going on? What's new and exciting?
Other than the fact that it's 4 degrees, I'm doing fine.
Well, that's horrible.
Yeah.
4 degrees.
Could be worse. Could live in LA.
No, thank you. True. I don't even know if we want to even comment on what's going on out there. Holy cow.
Too soon?
Yeah, that's brutal.
Sure is.
I just got back from my local association meeting. Learned a little bit about all the things they have going on lately. We're going to go to, in a couple weeks, we have a whiskey tasting networking event we're doing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. All right. Nice.
Yeah.
What association is this?
Right? The Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish County.
All right. So it's not the Whiskey Tasting Association?
No, this is for remodelers and home builders.
Nice.
In our area. We don't have the National Association of the Remodeling Industry here as a chapter. So and I think it's because we have the Master Builders Association, and they are huge. They're a huge association. Now, they had mentioned today that they are the oldest and largest builders association, and I wonder if that's true. I don't know. I know there's...
Are they nationwide, or are they Pacific Northwest? Or...
No, they're just Washington here.
Just Washington?
From what I understand, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Nice. How often do you have one of these meetings?
Good question. I think we do like a networking event. I don't know if it's once a month. It seems further than that. There must be maybe once a quarter. Let's put it on that. A networking event. But they also have other events. Like we have a what do they call it? The economic forecast breakfast is what we're having in February. And there's some special speaker is coming to talk to the collective about the home building forecast for 2025. So I'm interested in that. So that's supposed to be a pretty big event. I've never been to that one, so that's going to be interesting. Heard that's pretty big, and everybody comes out for that.
And even if it's no good, you get
yeah. And here's the cool part about Master Builders Association is that I become a member of Master Builders, but because I'm a member of Master Builders, I automatically become a member of the National Association of Home Builders.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because that kind of just gets wrapped in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have access to all of that networking and learning and all the things that has to offer too. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's where I was rushing home so I can get on the tube here with you. So that's where I was today. What about you? What are you up to besides your 4 degrees out there?
Nothing too special. Just making the rounds today. Bathroom remodel that we're finishing up. So we just had one of my guys over there. So I was working with him for a couple hours, checking on him, and then had an electrician on another project. So I was walking through some stuff with them, and then came back home and started getting some office stuff together, get some couple estimates I got to get out. Yeah. It's a nice, my kind of day, stop at a project for an hour, stop at another project for an hour. You're not in a rush to get anything done. And then you come back home and do some office work. I like dabble in a little bit of everything. It's a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are nice days.
Yeah.
As long as those days don't incorporate something that went wrong when you show up at the job site, everything went smooth. Yeah.
No, not today. Today was just making sure everything was on the up and up,
Yeah.
Lighting layout with the electrician. My guy was just finishing some smaller stuff, doing a shower niche and hanging some closet doors and putting in some shelving, that kind of stuff. So putting some paint samples on the walls for a client, that fun little management stuff,
Fun little management stuff. That's a whole, we should do a segment about small fun management stuff.
That's the fun stuff. That's like, oh, how high do I want these sconces to be? It's like, okay, well, let's figure out how high we want these sconces to be. What paint what color do I want on the walls? Well, here's 5 paint samples on your walls.
That does not sound fun to me.
That's
not at all.
Oh, that's fun to me.
No. That does not sound fun to me.
I mean, I'm not comparing it to like dirt biking or going whiskey tasting or anything. I'm just saying in terms of management.
Sure.
I'm not dealing with like a flooded house and some awful clients. This is fun little stuff.
Fair.
Paint colors and sconce heights.
Fair.
Yeah. So in terms of management, it's fun little stuff.
Yeah.
Stress-free little stuff.
Right. I would argue that anything that isn't what you just said is gonna just fall into the fun because there's nothing wrong. If it's not wrong, then let's just it falls in the fun category because everybody's happy, smiling, and
have at work.
You call this work? Come on, this ain't work.
No, 100% passion. I haven't worked a day in my life.
100%. That's right. Do what you love. You never work a day in your life. That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of passion, what's your situation today, Todd? What's our situation?
Oh, I think we were kind of stemming from what we started to talk about last week, maybe, but maybe we touched on it last week. But I think the idea was just job site box, project box, project folders, kind of what you have on site to make sure your projects are going as seamlessly as possible. Everyone on site knows what they're doing, and if they don't know, they can potentially look in that magic box and that magic folder and find out. That kind of stuff.
Okay. What are you calling your box?
So, well, I have just the job box, which is literally just one of those big totes, right? And then inside that job box, I always have the job folder along with a bunch of other stuff. But so those are two things that I always have a job box and I always have a job folder in that job box.
Okay. And we're just talking about you going to Home Depot or even Target and buying a plastic tote. Any plastic tote.
Exactly.
Okay. Is yours black? Is it clear? What is it?
It's black with a yellow lid. So I think I did get it at Home Depot. Actually.
You got it at Home Depot then, yeah.
I believe.
Or the Depot or the big box stores. Yeah. Okay. All right. I call mine a safety box is what we call ours. And it is clear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No reason.
If you call it a safety box, is this like a safe space? Do you have any young apprentices that are going to climb in there? Just like that's their safe space?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The rule is if you're standing within 5 feet of the safety box, that is considered a safety area. And you get to cry and, talk about your hangnail and all the issues that you might have about how hard the job is today.
Yeah. Coloring book and a puppy.
That's what's in the safety box, the coloring book with a couple crayons.
Box of 64. Box of 64 in there. Built-in sharpener and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's funny.
Well, first off, what are you drinking?
Strawberry basil smash I made myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
What do you got over there? You're not getting out of this.
That's a double oak bourbon from Woodford Reserve.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta show me up. Yeah. The old fashioned was
bourbon.
I was about to do the old fashioned, and then there was a hard 90-degree turn there, right when I had to make that final decision. For some reason, you texted and said you had 15 minutes, and I was like, okay, I got 15 minutes to play around with the shaker.
Yep. That's 15 minutes well spent. A little mixology. Nice.
Yeah. I got lazy though. So there's no fresh basil or strawberry garnish. It was like, man, I got too lazy. I was going to, make it all look pretty. And then I said, it's just me and Like, why? So
All right, I go off on tangents. So what goes
safety
in this?
box
What
or
goes
your
in this
box,
clear safety box that you use?
and or job box. Yeah, it started as a safety box really truly because technically there are things you're supposed to have a safety plan. You're supposed to have a safety plan, right? And so the start of the safety plan was to have safety things on the job site at all times, and then it just turned into let's just have this tote, and so it always just became the safety tote, which then became it morphed into more than just safety items, but also like random things that are nice to have in case we run out of that are just quick and easy, right? And then it just became what are the items that will keep everybody on the job site and move everyone forward
Sure.
and also be safe. So you calling yours the job box and I'm calling mine the safety box. Yeah, I think it's one and the same. As long as you have safety things in your job box and I have job stuff in my safety box, we can assume that we're talking about the same thing. Okay, now that we hashed that out and beat that to dead pulp, we can move forward. What's in my safety box? Well, I got a big long list and I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll just touch on a couple items that I think are unique or like I think are important. The very first thing is a fire extinguisher, one of those small fire extinguishers sitting in there. But also, I think what's more important and I think seems to be a little bit more convenient is a safety blanket that we have in our job. Yeah. And very cool idea. And I loved that idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about the safety blanket. I do not have a safety blanket.
Oh, I like the idea of the safety
blanket, like along those same lines as the safe space thing. This is an actual safe. We're not talking about like lioness here.
It's a big fluffy blanket that you could curl up in, and you could cuddle up in the corner if you feel a little, depressed or something.
You Seattle people. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, it's a fire blanket. It's a fire blanket that is, instead of spraying it with the fire extinguisher, if it's small enough, you could just put a fire blanket over it and it'll, smother the fire.
Squelch it on its own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
fire blanket. That's what I would recommend.
Okay.
And also the idea there, knock on wood, we never had to use it. So that's cool. But in theory, I'm thinking that we could use the blanket instead of spraying this nasty chemical all over the house, right? If it's a small enough fire and it literally deserves our full attention, and you have to go to get a fire extinguisher, is it small enough that you can just throw a blanket over it and call it a day? And then we have a little bit less of a mess.
Right.
Yeah. That's my thought on it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. I like it. Okay.
Now, do I have to explain to you what a fire extinguisher is and why you would want to use one of those?
That I have.
Okay.
That's in my job box.
That's in your job box? Good. Okay.
Yes. I do have a fire extinguisher in my job box, but I like the idea of adding the fire blanket, actually. I think I'm gonna get one of those. I like that idea.
Yeah. In theory, I like it a lot. Good. Look at you, learning things already. Old dog new tricks.
Moving up
in the world. Yeah.
I've been considering this started with just duct tape, and I figured duct tape solves about 90% of problems on the job. Man,
it would be kind of hard to duct tape the fire while it's happening. I mean, kudos if you can. I think you're going to have a little bit bigger problems on your hands, literally.
I said 90%.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me number one. What's in your job
so I
box?
do keep just a small safety kit in there. So that's just gauze pads, Band-Aids, peroxide, so just your minor cuts and abrasions and whatnot, right? So to your point earlier, it's something it's going to keep you going, right? Unless you really need to go to the hospital for stitches, if you cut yourself, walk right over to the job box, clean it up, wrap it up, give yourself a few minutes, and you can still go back to work if it's not anything, anything requiring stitches or worse. God, God willing, it's nothing worse. But so I do keep that in there. I keep the fire extinguisher in there.
So is that more than just a first aid kit that you buy at the store?
No, it's just a first aid kit. Nothing more than that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a first aid kit. For like I said, the basic bumps and bruises and cuts, and make sure you don't get a infection or anything, and you're not dripping blood all over somebody's house. So
right.
Yeah. So
okay.
I do like to keep that.
I have a similar same thing. First aid kit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you can call it
simple
an oh shit kit, that kind of thing.
Oops, I did it again. All right. So that was your number one, first aid kit.
Yeah.
Fire blanket. All right. Yep. Cool. I think I cut you off. You said all kinds of tapes. Explain.
Keep a blue tape in there, blue painter's tape in there. Keep a duct tape in there. Keep electrical tape in there. Keep HVAC tape in there. Keep a roll of Teflon tape in there. The tapes you need on every job anyway. Just keep them in there. They're just good to have. Blue tape you go through all the time for everything. I don't care if you're taping a piece of plastic to the wall for a little while, or if you're marking out hardware locations and you're using blue tape to do that. If you're marking out possible heights of sconces. So, I was doing today, hold this up this high, mark it on the blue tape, that kind of stuff. So I always keep it in there. Duct tape, just good to have for a plethora of reasons, right? If you can't duck it, fuck it.
In case a fire breaks out.
It's a fire breaks out. Right. Electrical tape, always good to have, even for cuts, really good to have.
That's fair. How many times have oh my God.
Is there a better? Yeah. Is there a better solution than electrical tape? Honest to God, you can regulate the compression on that, because you can just wrap it nice and tight if you want to, a little bit looser if you want to. It seals it really well, sticks to your skin well, but easy to take off. It's fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So does the electrical tape just go into the job box, or does it go in the first aid kit?
I could argue it should be in both, actually.
You should put both. Buy two and put one in each.
Yeah, honestly. I'm not sure they're properly marketing electrical tape as well as it could be marketed for the number of applications that it truly has.
Right. Totally. Yeah. 100%.
What else we got in there?
Okay, so you mentioned tapes. I agree with tapes. I have blue tape. I don't have all the tapes, so I'm going to pick up on that. I think you're right. I might throw all of the tapes in there. I just have blue tape, like a big roll of blue tape, and that's it.
Yeah.
In there. I have to tell you, that is probably the one that I have to replace the most in the safety box is blue tape.
Sure, I believe it.
Isn't it always where you show up on the job site and you're ready to go prep for the day, and you go to your truck to grab the roll of blue tape, and for some reason you have forgotten that the last job you used all but just a smidgen of the blue tape left, and that's all you got left. So you go to start the day off. It's not good. But man, it is a wonderful feeling when you're like, I got backup in the safety box, and you run over there and you got a full roll. It's like somebody just handed you a nice cup of coffee in the morning. It's like, perfect. We're off to a good day. It's going to be a good day.
Exactly.
It's going to be a good day, Todd.
That's how you want to start your day. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I put it in there. The start of every job, I want a brand new roll of blue tape in there. Just you're going to use it. And if we don't use it, it always grows legs, Someone takes it, ends up in someone's frickin' car.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care. That's what it's there for. If somebody had to go and grab my blue tape, it meant that they needed it. And it meant that they didn't have to do something else, because chances are they are going to try to do the same job without it and make a mess or mess something up or miscalculate something, because blue tape just makes life a little bit easier on the job site for a billion reasons. It's almost like duct tape. It's used for almost a little bit of everything. But I don't care if you're going to go and take it and then it just ends up in your truck. Fine, whatever. Whatever you used that blue tape for, it probably saved me whatever you were monkeying around with somewhere. Time, quality, something. Fine, whatever. It's way cooler if you use it and put it back and then note for yourself, go buy yourself your own blue tape, whatever. I'm not going to judge there, but generally that's the first one that gets used up and has to be replaced.
Yes.
And or walks off the job site, but I don't care.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm going to stick on my safety protocol theme I have on my list here. I'm going to go with sterile eye wash. That is something new started to put in the job box or safety box. And I think it's a brilliant idea. And I am one that always gets something in my eye all the time. So I found that they have these portable small eye wash things that are just like a water bottle almost. And it's made to like squeeze into your eye and wash your eye out. And it's sterile and good. And you're not pouring whatever it is you have or trying to stick your head underneath, the homeowner's kitchen faucet. That's not good. That is not have a better solution. Not good, especially when they're home and they see you doing it. So don't do that. Have a plan. So I got sick and tired of putting myself in that situation. And now, arguably, this is my own stupid, dumb fault, because safety goggles, safety glasses, come on, use them. You wouldn't have this problem. But I'm going to say the last time that I had something stuck in my eye, I did have glasses on and it still got in there. So doesn't mean it's not going to protect you from everything. But okay, so sterile eye wash, little bottle. Buy one, throw it in the job box. You got one?
And I do not. Have you used this sterile eye wash?
I have not.
Have you used it yet? No. Okay.
No.
Where do you pick one of these up? Just like a typical pharmacy, Walgreens or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And even or Amazon if that's your
sure
choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
I may have to add that as well. I've never seen that actually.
Yeah. I just got sick and tired of getting stuff stuck in my eye and having to run around look for a sink that is available. Right.
Yeah, especially when you can't see.
And if you're at a homeowner's house, that is not a good sight if they see you doing that, right? And then plus you're making a mess at their kitchen or wherever, their sink. And God forbid you have the water turned off. Then what are you going to do? Now you're a mess. Now you're just a mess. Wouldn't it be cool if you had something in your safety box? Tank? Stick your head in the toilet, flush it, keep your eyes open. There you go. That's my sterile eye washing setup.
Draw it right out, man. That's the old fashioned way right there. Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. So look at us. I'm adding stuff. You're adding stuff. Look at this is already great.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna need a bigger job box. Great.
Yeah. We're gonna show up with a whole truck, and we're just gonna have to park a truck or a van on why is that truck always parked? Oh, that's our safety box. Yeah. Have a trailer. We're gonna have to get one of those trailers and just park it in the driveway.
Right.
All right. What else you got? You're next.
Shark bites. I like to keep shark bites. Yes, just in the event, God forbid, something happens, then you open up a water line when you're doing some demo that you didn't intend to, and rather than having to, call a plumber or keep the water off for extended periods of time, you shut the water off, cut it, shark bite it, and go about your day. So I like to have a set of shark bites in there just in case.
Yeah, I don't have shark bites in mine. I carry them in my truck in my van, but I don't have them in the safety
you have them
bin.
in your truck, same thing. You're well organized, so if you have them in your truck, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd spent 3 hours looking for them in my truck, so it's easier for me to just put them in a project file.
Yeah. I swear I had them. They're in here somewhere.
Right. Under that piece of drywall, under that 2x4, left of that floor tile for another job. Yeah, it's over there.
Rolled forward underneath your seat.
Yeah, yeah, that's the guy. Wouldn't be surprised.
Who knows what's underneath that seat?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't
so
have shark bites, but I like it. Shut off. Yeah, I had. You know, you got to kind of sometimes draw the line in the sand. I'm drawing the line in the sand on that one, but I can totally see. That's a good one.
Sure.
I'm going to, yeah, because once I went there, then my mind goes to valves and ball valves and like, should you have that in there? And then it's like, before you know it, I brought all of my plumbing gear, and that's the entire industry of plumbing now is a safety box, and I had to draw the line.
Right. So I think part of my thought process on that is you have to kind of think of the lowest common denominator sometimes, right? So
yeah,
if I have
fair.
an apprentice that's doing some demo work, and he may be pretty comfortable doing demo work, but wasn't aware that there's a water line underneath them and decided to knock a header out of a freaking wall or something, or who knows, just a heavy chunk of plaster from an old house, and that comes right down on that valve of that piece of copper. Boy, you better know where that water main is, and you better be able to cap that thing. Otherwise, I'm calling my plumber and trying to get him out there at a $300 charge to go out and do the same thing, right? So
yeah.
For me, it's more so that if it's me myself, I don't worry about it. I know, I don't even remember the last time I've caused a water leak. But younger guys, sometimes they get a little bit confident and they forget about the precautionary measures, So it's more so covering that angle.
You brought something up that reminded me about when you said, "Oh man, I can't even remember the last time I caused a water leak." I started thinking about when my. No, I don't. No, not you.
Okay. I thought you were going to say I remember.
But I'm trying to remember the last time I had water leak issues on my job, and it was the plumbers that caused the water leak. The last two that I can remember was the plumber, and both times they were drilling a hole to run plumbing line, and they drilled down and into their plumbing line. Now, they're the plumbers. They're the ones that know where their lines are. And they're the ones that end up drilling right into their own plumbing lines. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But this happened. Yeah. The last two water oops was because of this. It's kind of funny. So I didn't have to call my plumber because he was already there. Took care of it.
Although convenient. If you're doing that, you might want to call another plumber anyways.
I know, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What do I got? Well, I'm going to stick with the safety stuff. I brought it up earlier, the eyeglasses. Let's have some eye protection in there. I do have eye protection in there. Mainly, I threw it in there because I always forget. Not that I forget. I just start doing whatever it is I'm doing. And then I'm already doing it before I go, man, I should be wearing some safety glasses. And then I have to stop what I'm doing, right? And then go and find them and then start the whole process over again. And usually, right, if you have earmuffs and a mask, and then you're like, you got to take all that off. Because everything needs to go on in a specific order. Otherwise, it all gets messed up. It's a mess. So I figured, okay, let's just make it a little bit more convenient for me and everyone else. Let's just throw it in the job box or safety box. And that way, if you're looking for, or you're like, oh, shoot, I could have, I don't have to go out to the truck. I don't have to look under your chair to find safety glasses. I know they're sitting in a job box. I'll just grab that pair and continue on.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I think I probably have a pair in there somewhere, to be honest. But
In your job box
yeah, but I will say
or
my
underneath
guys
your
are pretty
oh,
good about putting their safety goggles on. I'm not, but my guys are actually pretty good about it.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I find that like the younger guys don't have a problem with the safety stuff. They're
They're
on
much
top of
better
it.
than I am.
Much better. It's all us old folks are like, yeah, been chewing on asbestos all the last decade. Like, yeah,
Yep.
it's only recently now you told us to stop gnawing on the lead based trim work.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you got? Eye protection. You're next.
Roll of
Anything
plastic.
else?
Always have. Yeah. Just the small rolls of like you buy them in a multi pack or whatever. Just little whatever 9x12s, 6x9s, whatever it is. I just grab a random pack of them and just throw them in there. You never know. But you got to cover a doorway, put something down, wrap something just for protection. Right? God only knows, but plastic, many uses, always comes in handy. So I like to just have it there.
I don't have plastic in my job safety box, but what I do is I have a slew of random job protection items always on the site anyway. So I guess you can say that they're not technically in the box, but they're next to the box. I
Put it there.
have because I'm going there and putting protection down, and then I just leave all the extra on site because inevitably it's going to get messed up during the
course.
project. So, we're going to need a little bit more. So I just leave it all there, right? So there's always a roll of RAM board and a leftover carpet film protection. There's, some painter's tape, always just or painter's plastic, always just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's there. Same thing.
So it's there. Yep.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yep. Yeah. And I also carry it in my truck too. So I have a whole section for protection stuff that is always in my truck at all times. So I always have a little bit of something.
Sure.
Not that I'm always on the job site, but if it needs to be, it's there. So that's good. Well, right along with that, I'm going to add garbage bags.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Because it's always inevitable. Somebody's going to say, I can't take my garbage. I didn't have garbage bags with me. No. The rule is you take your garbage and you clean up after yourself. And if you don't have a garbage bag, go into the safety box and get yourself a garbage bag.
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No excuses, little one. None whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roar. I think we did pretty good. I mean, I don't want to go through a big, giant, long list, right? But
no, a couple other little things in there, but that's the bulk of it. That's what I have.
That's
for
the
sure.
main things, right?
Yeah.
Those
are the
maybe some
items. There's always some little like things that you take apart. Like let's say a client wants to reuse the dishwasher because they just bought it last year. Okay, well when I'm taking the mounting brackets out and all that stuff from the dishwasher, I'm putting that in a Ziploc bag, labeling it with a magic marker and putting it in there. So I always keep Ziploc bags in there with a marker, just like those stupid little parts that you need, Because how many times have you seen that? At the end of a job, someone's like, well, I don't know. I took it apart and I put it on the windowsill. Well, what the fuck did you put it on the windowsill for? We're going to be here for 6 weeks. You didn't think somebody was going to move that in 6 weeks?
Right.
That kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. I got Ziploc bags in there too. Rags are good. Somebody's spilling something and nobody has any rags laying around. So you want a bunch of rags, that kind of thing. Gloves, masks, dust masks, things like that. Yeah. Well, I think we touched on a lot of things. Hopefully this gives you an idea of putting your own job box, safety box together. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Covered all the safety stuff and the necessary job stuff. I think we're good.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have one, on your job site, I suggest you guys put one together. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Get one.
Good thing.
Do it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, man.